We are at our sound room studio in Holyoke Media, One Core Plaza in Holyoke, Massachusetts. And today I want to welcome the new executive director of Nueva Esperanza, who is indeed bringing new hope to this organization and to the cultural activities happening in the city, especially with very meaningful denomination that now South Holyoke area is getting. So we will get into that. First of all, I want to welcome Bianca Jimenez.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here.
Bianca, you are a force to be reckoned.
Oh, thank you.
Because you are so full of energy, and that is something that immediately is noticed. The great opportunity and experience of working with you in previous collaborations and projects has been that proof of seeing you as someone who has that energy to get things done. And becoming now the executive director of Nueva Esperanza looks like it is exactly what it needs. That energy that keeps things happening and at the same time brings more things that may have happened in the past or may not have happened ever or yet. And looks like this is a perfect time for it. So how do you feel about taking the leadership in this historical organization for Holyoke?
Wow. I want to circle back to like this force of getting things done. When it's happening, I don't know I'm getting things done, but like I'm just getting things done. And that's just kind of the same energy that I'm coming into with at Nueva. Nueva and I actually have a very similar past. We both started out in the community development corporation world, learning about real estate development and affordable housing, things of that capacity. And now Nueva and I are taking a shift. Our career has taken a lot of different avenues, but all those different avenues, all those different experiences, we're able to create where we're at right now, which I believe is like magic right now for sure. And that's where the force to be reckoned with is going to come in very handy this season of mine and Nueva's, I guess, career growth. How do I feel? I feel really excited. I feel a synergy that it just runs very deeply inside of me, that I'm at the right spot at the right time to do the right thing.
Talking about your experiences, for some people, getting to see you around in the city, which has been now something that is more and more recurrent, it may be the first time they see you. Maybe for others, the first time they see you in a while. You may be a familiar face for others. And the thing is that you have been around and now you are back in Holyoke. So tell us a little bit about your journey. Who is Bianca Jimenez?
Who is Bianca Jimenez? I like to compare myself to a hobbit sometimes, like Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. I had to leave the Shire to go on an adventure to get all this different kind of knowledge and all this different kind of experience to bring back to the Shire. And like literally that's the biggest nerdiest reference ever, but it's true. It's how I feel. I lived in New York City for 10 years in my 20s. In my 30s, I lived throughout Cambridge and Boston. When I moved back, I became a project manager for the Springfield Jazz and Roots Festival and for the nonprofit that holds that, Blues to Green. And I helped scale some of their programming. I feel like I had to learn about all these different communities to come back to mine. My grandma moved to Holyoke with her 6 kids from Puerto Rico sometime in the 60s maybe. I'm terrible with history, but I'm pretty sure it's the 60s. And this place is very meaningful to me. My grandma raised me, so like I couldn't even imagine being able to tell her that this is what I'm doing right now. Her experience was so different than mine. So I'm really happy to be back, and I do have a lot of energy, and I'm excited. I'm excited for sure.
How do you see Holyoke today compared to the Holyoke you remember growing up?
Oh, great question. I love to talk about this with people seriously in regular conversation because I could never imagine this is the Holyoke from when I was growing up. I didn't have like a place like Holyoke Media to go to or there wasn't a lot of different creative outlets for me to really turn to. It's so funny. I tell people this, like, I have been going to go live in all these cities, searching for this city that I have inside of my head, right? I like this like post-industrial look. I like this idea of like graffiti and different kinds of art and placemaking, murals. And I've been looking for this place, and it's Holyoke now. Like the Holyoke from when I left, I went to New York, I went to Boston, and it's the Holyoke that is now. When you're here, you don't really see the progress. But as somebody coming back, you see so much progress. And that gives me so much hope and faith. And like, I don't know, just like I'm at the right place at the right time. Like I had said, it's perfect.
You mentioned that your experience includes economical development, fundraising, as well as the work directly with housing. Mm-hmm. And you have also an artistic approach, an artistic way of making things. So how all of these different skills and knowledge come together as part of your tools, taking the lead on Nueva Esperanza?
I hear what you're saying. I think we're in a really interesting time in life, right? The internet has really created a space that we need to be smarter, quicker, more creative at all times. So where do all these different things have like a synergy, like a connection? I think the creative economy is the way to go. Like I would want to go eat at a restaurant and go take an Instagram picture at a place with a mural and delicious food. Those are like two of my favorite things. I'm very shallow. Just kidding. I like when something looks really nice and when food tastes really yummy. And what better food is there than Puerto Rican food in the Puerto Rican Cultural District?
Since you took the role of executive director at the beginning of June of this year, 2025, interestingly enough, there has been plenty of activities. We know it's the summer, many things begin to take place, but particularly this year has seen unique things happening. What has been so far? What you have experienced, maybe things that have generated possible ideas for Nueva Esperanza to do now that you are leading the organization?
It's another amazing question because literally it's all I think about. Every time I go to an event, even if it's like I'm attending an event, I'm always like thinking, I would have done this different, I would have done this, I would have done that. Any event, even before any of these events. But coming here, the events have been so amazing, so thoughtfully planned out. There's so much different culture and different life. Like, it's so beautiful. And it ignites a million ideas inside of my head. My brain is racing. I'm exhausted because I just am so excited that I can't sleep at night. Sometimes I'm like, man, how am I going to get money for this? My mind is already racing. Or how are we going to get this? Because our community deserves the best. We deserve the best. And I want to help bring the best to our community.
What are some of the ideas, plans that you have in mind? And not that this means a commitment right now, like an official one for the organization, but things that we can expect to see coming as proposals or ways to actually begin that needed collaboration between organizations and communities in the neighborhoods around where Nueva Esperanza is located in South Holyoke, as well as other areas where the impact of this work can be also perceived and reached?
That's a loaded question. There's so many layers to that. My rabbit hole brain is thinking of like, where do I begin? I definitely want to bring in a lot more public art. I want people to be able to have an experience. I think what helps generate economic development in general in any area is the idea of an experience now. We buy everything through e-commerce. We're always online just buying things, right? So how do we get people to come out and buy things and experience, come eat at a restaurant, come watch a show, come see a Bomba y Plena show? We create an experience. And I think there's going to be a lot of experience creating for people. I think we've already seen a lot of that already happening this summer, right? Down at the Armor Yard, different places, Fiesta Cafe, like creating experiences for people. I think there's also an opportunity to create more community, an artistic community. I feel like sometimes when we are caught in a hustle, fight or flight system, there's not that much time for people to really express themselves creatively. People think like, how can we make money off of that? I mean, granted, we shouldn't go into thinking in our art of how we're going to make money, but I'd like to create a safe space for that. And there is money in that. There is a great creative economy thriving in a lot of different places. Like, how do we find that recipe right now?
Talking about recipes, talking about identity. When we see Nueva Esperanza right now on Main Street, we see next to it, of course, El Mercado, which it has been a space for multiple things, multiple events, happenings, gatherings, ideas, projects, and that, of course, it will continue being as such. What are some of the ideas that you have in mind for El Mercado and for bringing that energy to Main Street?
For sure. I think that I like what I said, like a place for people to come together. I love this idea of gathering, like everybody gathering, different artisans, vendors, the people in the community. I feel like there's something that AI can never replicate, and that is that feeling. When you're in the community, when you're gathered together, when you see an artist create something, you're like, man, how did that person even think about that? Or you watch somebody playing the saxophone, you're like, what? Like, how is he even doing that? Because I cannot play an instrument to save my life. But like, I think that's so beautiful. And I think I feel so lucky about that it's like within my culture. I love being Puerto Rican. I love that my family's from Holyoke. And I love that I'm able now to create these spaces to celebrate the best parts of our culture, like food, music, art, like everything's so beautiful. I'm hoping to create an outside pop-up space between the buildings and Mercado and Nueva Esperanza. I'm hoping to create more art events, different kinds of musical events, and partnering with people in the community at El Mercado, especially around movement and joy. It's, life can be tough. Let's create joy in our community. Our community deserves that.
Summer is being felt as we are. AC in this room is actually to the highest because heat today particularly it is really strong.
I'm pretty hot too, so I'm really happy about that.
But with that, it brings reasons to be outside, reasons to be enjoying of the weather, even if it is an oppressive heat sometimes. Because particularly for Puerto Rican people, that's the weather of the island.
Yeah.
That's what gives you that energy to be out playing, spending time with friends or family, eating, sharing time and enjoying of being where we are. How do you think it would be the recipe to enjoy of the summer with what we have, seeing the different places, the activities that are available right now, and also as a way to see what is going to happen and what is going to start emerging from Nueva Esperanza for the community?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just kind of getting a pulse to see like what is already being done. In our community, we all deserve to take up different spaces. So I want to make sure that when I come in with the ideas that I have, that I am taking over a space that isn't already being occupied at that moment. I think that's very important. We all deserve a moment in like whatever that we do. So I want to be thoughtful about that and cognizant of that. I do want to have a pop-up event by the end of the summer where everybody can come meet me and just kind of experience like what the buildings look like, what it looks like inside. I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily know what these spaces look like. I think it's important that they do. And, I love the summertime. I am a summer girl for sure. So I feel like my best ideas, most of my mobility comes in the summertime, you're gonna see me like a tornado. That's just my brand. So if you see me out in the community, say hello, come talk to me about anything. I will talk to anybody about anything, and let me know what your ideas are. I really want to know what the community wants, like what would be great for you, for your kids, for your families. Just let me know.
What would be your message for members of the community? Pretty much you just said it right now. Thinking about community as well as organizations. And I know many of them have already reached out to you.
Yeah.
You got the opportunity to meet with them in the different activities happening. But what it would be right now, being here with us, the invitation to connect, or the message for any of the organizations in Holyoke and even outside of Holyoke to connect with you and to partner with Nueva Esperanza?
Yeah, definitely. I'm all over social media, so you can find me on there. But you can also just email me at my bianca@nuevaofholyoke.org email address. But I really am, I work better in community. I'm a Latina woman. We work better in community. So the ideas that I get is from my community. Like, it's like kind of piecing and weaving all these different ideas together. And then there's a project manager in me that wants to make sure it gets executed. So there's a million questions after that. But I think we need all of these pieces to get the agenda done. Like, we are on a mission right now, right? We want to make sure that we're preserving our culture here on Main Street in Holyoke, but also being supportive to the communities around us, being the only Puerto Rican cultural district in Massachusetts and the second only in in the United States. Is really important that we create space and opportunities to connect with other organizations outside of Holyoke as well.
So this is our conversation with Bianca Jimenez, Executive Director of Nueva Esperanza here in Holyoke, Massachusetts. It is so great to see you getting into this position and already beginning to initiate these new ideas and to continue the legacy that this organization has had since its beginning over 4 decades ago. Actually, this gives me a little memory of something important that happened when the recent mural by Commonwealth Murals featuring Betty Medina on the corner of Carlos Vega Park was presented. And it was pretty nice to see how members of the founding crew of Nueva Esperanza were present and able to see that mural, and at the same time getting to know you, getting that connection between generations, seeing how you are now taking the torch to continue the work. How does that make you feel? How do you think that in itself represents maybe a signal or a sign of everything that is coming?
That literally just made me super emotional right now. No, it's true, because my aunts and my uncles, my father, they're the same age as the people who were there. Like you said, Nueva, 4 decades, right? I'm almost at my 4th decade. So, like, I think that all of these moments, all of these synchronicities is for a reason. Like, sometimes you just feel the juice. And when you feel the juice, you got to go for it. So, even being there in that moment, that energy was wild, like just kind of observing and watching all these generations being able to see the culmination of their work. Because when you're going through the work, you're not thinking about like how much you're actually accomplishing. It's like hard. But like, being able to see this like culmination of your work, I can't even imagine. It made me really feel like very blessed and like happy, and definitely a feeling of like making my ancestors proud.
Any last remarks you would like to leave us with?
I hope everybody has a great summer. I hope I get to meet everybody out in Holyoke. Make sure to stop by Nueva. Follow us on social media. We're going to be having some cool events coming up soon. And thank you. And I hope I make everybody proud.
Indeed, you are. And obviously, this is the first of many conversations we will be having. I expect to see you coming here as often with updates and the ideas and proposals that Nueva Esperanza will be doing, so that way we can from here help support, amplify, and being involved, because it is part of that importance of the work that is done, especially when it is for the benefit of the community. So thank you for taking this responsibility and this lead.
Yeah.
And looking forward to what we can accomplish together.
Same, and I'm really excited to build this creative economy with Holyoke Media and other creative entities like this. I really do believe that I feel some magic happening, and we're going to get some cool stuff done, I think especially this summer.